I'm sporting a new look. And Adam Driver in an X-Men movie, he's not playing Magneto, but he is playing someone very sinister. That and a lot more in the next episode of Mo and Rob's Super Ordinary Podcast. Thank you everyone to Mo's and Rob's Super Ordinary Podcast, and we have a major big show for you today, episode 9. But of course, we cannot forget my better half, the best half, Mo. Say hi, Mo.
What's up, y'all? Yeah, this is a action-packed week. We got a lot to discuss.
So this week's rundown is GTA 6 Ultimate Digital Sales, Sony Wolverine news, we got Nintendo's ups and downs this week, Mighty Morphin No Power Rangers, and D23, some of the greatest highlights so far. So if you guys don't know, D23 is happening right now at this moment while we're recording this podcast. So we're going to give you what we know so far, some of the stuff that we like, but let's get on with gaming news. All right, let's start this off. Okay, so if you guys are excited for Marvel's Wolverine for the PlayStation 5, well, guess what? They actually are going to be releasing a special bundle for it. Limited edition, digital bundle, and accessory. So that means you guys could get the nice, beautiful, amazing looking Pro controllers, which I'm going to be honest with you, I'm not a Sony fan, but they look freaking fantastic.
They look sick.
Yeah, dude, it looks so awesome. You could pick it either two versions. You could get either the yellow and black or the silver and black.
I didn't actually even know about the silver one. I've been seeing a lot of the marketing for the yellow and black.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I'm going to be honest with you. I really like the yellow and black. It looks really sick. So just make sure you guys pick up your copy if you guys want to get it on September 15, 2026. Look, it comes with a digital version of the game as well. So if you don't have a PlayStation 5, this will be a perfect time to pick it up so you could play Wolverine and their back catalogs of the other Marvel games with like Spider-Man, Spider-Man 2, Miles Morales. So yeah, I guess, but however, guys, you're probably wondering like, well, dude, I'm buying my physical copy. Why can't I have a special edition physical console, whatnot? Believe it or not, they do. And I'm going to tell you this is so freaking awesome. So the disc drive version of this special edition where the claw marks is at is actually transparent. So if you see where the black is, you could actually see the disc drive fan, and you're going to see it moving around. It's such a good design. Like if I had an extra probably $700 to spend on a console, this would be it.
It would be
just to have it, just to keep it, just because that looks completely sick. I freaking love it. So guys, they do have a physical console for you guys if you guys want to purchase that. But speaking of physical, another good news from the Wolverine game, Marvel Wolverine is going to be fully playable from the disc at launch without requiring any download. Dude, you know how long it's been since I've seen so many PlayStation or even Microsoft just you put in the game and there you go, you get to play. It's been forever.
I can't remember. In fact, I'm going to have to see this to believe it.
Yes.
I think I'm going to actually buy the physical game and I'm going to pop it in game one and I'm going to see if this is BS or not. Because I can't believe it.
Okay, so I'm just going to tell you this. They're still working on the game, okay? So I guarantee you, don't get upset, guys. I'm going to guarantee you that there's going to be a day one patch. There has to be. So, yes, even though they're saying, yeah, you can fully play the game, you're going to need that day one patch to actually play the game. Because without it, you're going to be playing a broken Wolverine game, and they're not going to allow that to happen. So, technically, yeah, you're still going to require some internet access for that day one patch. But other than that, I mean, look, this is a step of the right direction. You really want a full game in a disc. You don't want to download, because let's face it, it's always been a fancy key card. You get the disc, so you could absolutely be able to download the game in your console, and there you go. How many times that you had to like delete an old game so you could put a new game in because you just run out of memory? It's because you're downloading the whole game. It's not in that disc. It's just a fancy key card. Matrix says it looks like this game is going to be huge. So would it move consoles? Maybe. I'm not totally sure, but hey, Sony needs that win somehow, because lately they just been Inches in the dog.
I just want to know, how are they getting away with a teen rating on this game?
What? Is it really?
Look at the picture.
Oh my God, that has to be fake. That has to be. We saw the gameplay. There's no way that's teen rated.
I'm like,
no way.
Actually, hold on. Let me just check. Okay, never mind. It's gonna be mature. Yeah, that
I figured. Yeah, there's no way that's teen rated.
Okay. we can take that out.
All right. Okay, guys, next news, GTA 6. So right now, according to Tech4 Gamers, Take-Two and Rockstar are preparing to have their biggest year ever with the release of GTA 6 in November. The company revealed that they recorded a staggering pre-order numbers and fan love for the Ultimate Edition even more. The digital intelligence firm has corroborated all the previous reports and revealed that the massive 89% of the GTA 6 sales have been for the $100 Ultimate Edition, which is 4 times higher than the industry average. The Ultimate Edition for the title provides a lot of additional things, including cosmetics, properties, and vehicles. Additionally, there are a couple of exclusive missions and activities. You read that right, folks. Exclusive missions. I already said that's a major no-no. However, it seems like the fans of GTA 6 don't give a crap. They know this is going to be digital. They just want to be the first one to play it. This is kind of big because it kind of shows that Rockstar really could just price range anything they want, and you're going to have fans just buying it. So, and remember,
it is a dangerous fine line, no doubt. Yeah, it's a dangerous fine line.
Yeah, and and here's the thing, they know it's digital. Everyone knows this is digital gaming. So it's a dangerous line to cross, but they're really standing their ground on it. And for those of you who are actually getting the $100 Ultimate Edition, believe it or not, you get a nice little bonus. And I'm gonna put the Mo icon seal of approval because I know you're a big Vice City fan.
Yeah.
So vintage Vice City pack, which has even more cars, clothes, garage, and more, all based on one of the franchise's most beloved games, Grand Theft Auto Vice City. But GTA 6 Vintage Vice City pack is only available for those who pre-order the 100 Ultimate Edition.
I know, and I hate that. And I hate that fact because they're just playing on my heartstrings.
Yeah,
I really don't want to get the Ultimate Edition. I don't really see the need for it, but I love Vice City, and the vintage pack is definitely appealing. But
no, I could probably play devil's advocate. I'll just say just think of it this way, Mo. You're actually playing for a DLC, but they're just including it on day one if you want to get it.
Mm-hmm.
Granted that DLC is $20, but that doesn't stop any Grand Theft Auto fan from purchasing.
But it's interesting. 89% so far in pre-sales going to the much more expensive or the Ultimate Edition is actually it's a stunning statistic. This is definitely not the industry average or norm, but GTA 6 is, let's be quite frank here, guys, I don't think it's really a normal gaming event. This is the hype that's been going on for this game for years. I mean, it just feels like it's coming to an eruption here, and people have been waiting for this game. The last GTA 5 was 13 years ago. Yeah, this just seems like a seminal event, almost like a cultural event. This game is just how massive this launch is. So as surprising as the numbers are, the people who probably are pre-ordering right now are probably the hardest core segment of gamers that play Grand Theft Auto. I know of one person personally who has bought the Ultimate Edition already, huge Grand Theft Auto fan, and I'm sure there's many more just like him. But yeah, this is a seminal event. I could already see people calling off work for like the whole week. We're gonna have a lot of call-offs. I'm just calling it right now. We're gonna have a lot of call-offs.
There's going to be a lot of Twitch streamers, playing this game as well. Honestly, I still don't know I played 2 Grand Theft Auto games, which are the last 2. I played 4 and 5. I could see the appeal, but to this extent, I don't. However, I will say this: the fact that this game took so long to make, it just builds hype. It builds excitement. I remember we used to be like that with sports games, but because sports games are always coming every year, It's
Yeah.
like, dime a dozen. Games like these are not dime a dozen. So I could totally see the hype. Me, fortunately, would not buy this game. I'll probably test it out for sure, but I will be calling off for the game that is actually going to be releasing a week before this, which is Legend of Zelda. But that's just me.
I mean, do you think paying $100 for this game is justified for a lot of these people who are, doing the pre-orders of the Ultimate Edition?
To tell you the truth, no. I will only justify it if you're really a really, really, really hardcore fan, just like the friend of yours who pre-ordered the 100. I know he's a big fan of that. I could see myself, per se, like I could see myself if I was a major fan and I've been waiting this for a long time. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna. Here's my credit card. Give me everything you got. I want it because the hype is real. I'm not going to deny that. A lot of games are excited. They've been waiting for, gosh, what I think it was almost, what is it? Has it been a decade? Almost a decade? When did 5 come out?
I'm telling you, 5 came out 2013, 13 years ago.
Oh my God, yeah. So it's been
spanning
more than
like consoles. I mean, it originally came out for PS3 360, if I'm not mistaken.
That's right. They come out on 360. Yeah, you're right. Two generation consoles. That's crazy. So yeah, by all means, guys,
you can understand the pent up excitement. For GTA
yeah, I could
fans.
definitely. And here, but this is, it's such a thin line because look, I hope Take-Two takes it as these guys been winning this game for a long time. Let's give them the best we could give them. And then, we'll just give them extra if they want, that extra content. And instead of saying like, oh, well, we could just milk this for another 13 years. And then, GTA 7 is going to come out and then we could just even overprice that and blah, blah, blah. So hopefully this is more of like a love fan for the fans.
Hopefully.
Like a love letter to the fans instead of like them just trying milk for what it's worth.
I'll give the benefit of the doubt to Rockstar for now,
I do too.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not, it just I'm just like in the middle. Well, it's like I said, there's no doubt about it. It's gonna be huge. It's already made money. It hasn't even released yet. That's unheard of. It's gonna break records. I'm excited for all of you guys who are gonna purchase the game and actually feel free to leave a comment and just show that excitement.
I will be playing that game on day one too.
You are? Okay.
I think I will.
I might have to go to your man cave and just check it out.
Yeah.
Just to let you know.
We'll check it out together. But yeah, no, I have to be a part of this event. I definitely want to see what Rockstar's been cooking for the last decade. And I think they're even this game is so big that they're even having a Netflix event, I believe, this month. Kind of showcasing some
fans
of the
were complaining about it because it's like technically behind a paywall.
Right.
But I'm like, who doesn't have Netflix, really?
Yeah.
Is it really?
It is what
like,
it is. But yeah, I mean, so I'm curious to see what that is. We'll probably talk about that when that time comes. But yeah.
Yeah. And big news this week from Legend of Zelda. There's apparently was a leak for a Legend of Zelda 40 years anniversary console and Pro controller. And these images were popping out all over online. Everyone was reporting it. It was like, oh my gosh, look, this looks amazing. I know. Look, listen, do I 100% believe these are real? It's really hard to tell because nowadays
you never know,
just could fucking just be so believable.
Mm-hmm.
Do I think they look good? Yes. I love the freaking Pro controller.
It looks pretty sick.
Yeah, I really love the Pro controller. The console, listen, the reason I haven't got a Switch 2 yet, personally, is because I'm waiting for the 40-year anniversary to see if they're actually going to make a console for that. And if so, that's going to be my first day purchase for sure for the Switch 2.
I hope your patience pays off, buddy, because I know you've been waiting to get a Switch 2.
Yeah, but here's the thing. I'm doing the math, and this is going to run high on me. So usually when Nintendo does like a special edition Switch console, it doesn't come with the game. And this is going to be released after September, so I'm paying $500 for the console. Okay? I want that Pro controller. If that's the real Pro controller, I want that freaking Pro controller. That's another $100. So now I'm on $600. I want the game. Now, depending how much the game is, I'm going to say it's going to be 70. I'm hoping it's 70.
Give or
That's
take,
670 right there alone. Boom, boom. Just for those 3 items. Hopefully, please, Nintendo, no more amiibos for Legend of Zelda. As you could tell, you probably don't because I'm blocking it. But I have all the amiibos, especially Legend of Zelda. I got the last 3 in box, it's not displayed. But I love amiibos because I'm a big fan of Nintendo, and I think those figures are just like super awesome. But dude, those amiibos ain't cheap anymore. They're $30.
What are they,
It
like
used
30
to be
bucks
like
a pop
13,
now?
14,
Yeah.
15.
But come on, you know Nintendo's gonna drop some more amiibos for Zelda.
And if they do, add another 100 on that. And I'm roughly looking around 800 and something.
Yeah.
Just on the Legend of Zelda. I mean, like I said, I can't complain about the GTA fans because I'm literally doing the exact same thing, but for a different game, just because I'm a big Zelda fan. And if this is real, and they're really believing that it is real, but it's not confirmed. And the reason I have I'm not totally convinced. Usually when leaks comes out like this, Nintendo's right away is like flagging people, trying to take them down. You kind of knew like, oh, okay, well that was real. They're not taking these down. Whoever's reporting this or on X, they're not taking it down. So I'm not totally 100% sure if it's real or not, but we won't know until next month. Remember, next month, everyone's saying that we're going to get a Legend of Zelda Direct, which would make sense for the holiday sale, plus for the movie, which is coming out next year. So yeah, hopefully it's real. If so, I'm going to be broke for sure.
You're definitely going broke this holiday season, no matter what.
Oh yeah, dude. Yeah. I feel finally gamers are being spoiled. They're being spoiled so good. Like yum, 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 it's so good.
Yeah, I feel like this entire year, man, with movies and games, it's been a heck of a run.
Well, honestly,
going into 2027.
Honestly, I was even surprised how popular Raiders got. Splatoon Raiders, that was a huge hit. I'm like, holy, really? Because it's like, I never realized there were so many Splatoon players like that. But hey, all right, great summer game. Go for it.
Yeah.
All right, so move on. There's a game that actually shut down for the Switch 1. And I'll just tell you, the cloud servers for Alien Fireteam Elite on the Nintendo Switch were permanently shut down on August 5th, 2026, rendering the game completely unplayable for anyone who purchased it. Originally released on April 2023 as a cloud stream title, the game cost between $30 to $60, and owners have not been offered direct cash refund. And that's something we all expect. I mean, it's not just Xbox or Sony, it's happening to Nintendo as well.
Very unfortunate.
But why did it shut down? It's because the hardware first of all, the Switch hardware could not run the game natively, so it relied entirely on remote streaming service and servers. So, but it had a short lifespan. It just came out in 2023. We're now in 2026.
Yeah,
that's 3 years, bro, and that sucks. So. I'm sorry. The server were pulled just over 3 years after the game launched, highlighting the fragile state of like purchasing digital only cloud licensed games, because a lot of Switch games, especially Switch 1, they had to rely on cloud service just because the hardware couldn't take it. So they'll send you to a cloud service game so you can play the game. They did that for Resident Evil. That's how you were able to play the recent Resident Evil games on Switch 1, because they'll just send you to a cloud-based service. The game was delisted from eShop and has been completely removed. So there's no refunds. So the developer Cold Iron Studios intentionally offer no direct refunds, causing significant community backlash. However, following this backlash, the developers indicated that they are working a discount voucher program for the effective owners towards Alien Fireteam Elite 2, which is slated to launch in the upcoming Switch 2. So here's the thing, they're probably going to run out with the same problem.
Yeah.
People were still playing this game. It's not like people weren't playing. It's just they just couldn't continue holding that server up. I mean, this is an independent company, so they're probably gonna just make it for Aliens 2, but you're still gonna run into the same thing. If you're paying like $60 for a cloud-owning game, it's only a matter of time where they just close it down, and then you're not gonna get the money. So you're just really pretty much paying for the experience. You're not paying for ownership. You're renting the game experience. So just keep that in mind. This is, like I said, Nintendo themselves are not involved in the closure. It's the company who produces the games. So that's something to keep in mind, especially for all three major gaming platforms. However, the difference between Nintendo from the other two are pushing for digital only. That's the difference. Nintendo's still they're still doing their actual physical games, and they're going to do that for the longest as they can. But otherwise, it's not looking good. And you know what, Pokemon fans, you're going to be going through the same thing as well.
Oh no, not Pokemon.
Yeah. So Pokemon Industry Limited had this to say. Thank you very much for your continued support of Pokemon series. The announcement states via webpage translation, because if you ever been to their website, it's all Japanese. So this is the translation. We would like to inform you that the Pokemon Bank service will be discontinued at 12 on Friday, 26 February 2027. Consequently, the feature allowing you to transfer Pokemon from Pokemon Bank to Pokemon Home will also discontinue on the same day. If you wish to transfer Pokemon stored in Pokemon Bank, please send them to Pokemon Home before Pokemon Bank service ends. So pretty much, if you're familiar with this, guys, you know Pokemon Bank was a great place where you put all your Pokemon, especially your I think it's the first 3 generations. You put them in this bank where you could just transfer them somewhere else, so you could put them and play them in a different game and whatnot. So they're closing that server down. So what you want to do is make sure you get all your Pokemons that you collected, put it on the home. This sucks for many reasons, because reason number one, per se, if you have multiple Pokemon games, you're no longer able to transfer your Pokemon from I'll just say game Red to next generation game Red or Blue or whatever the color they want. So you're no longer have this bank where you could just easily just like swipe them out. So that is completely gone now. So you can't transfer whatever you're stuck. Yeah, go ahead.
I just don't understand this move.
Reason for is because since new generation games are coming out, look, this service has been closed already, but people will still be able to use it, right? Because to transfer the Pokemons. This just means that this is going to be permanently deleted. So even though this service, Pokemon Band, they actually stopped updating it a couple of years ago. You're no longer going to have access to it. So whatever you have there, make sure you you move it out before February 26th.
Before 27, that Pokemon Day too?
I believe so, man.
Oof,
yeah,
man.
yeah, dude. So yeah, just make sure you guys take that out, because holy mac and cheese.
You guys got a few months to save all those childhood Pokemon that you guys have. So get a move to it.
And then, but not all bad news on the Nintendo front, guys. This is actually really exciting. In fact, this is gonna get my seal of approval, as you can see my cartoon face there. So, dudes, if you guys don't know, as Microsoft has their achievements, as well as PlayStation has their trophies, Nintendo really had anything. On the Wii, they tried to do stamps. It really didn't go anywhere. However, I guess they're trying something new with the Switch too. So, but they just updated. They just released this information yesterday. So check it out. You could actually check this out. This is what they had to say in their website. Celebrate your DK Challenge journey with a collectible card set inspired by both the colorful world of Donkey Kong Bonanza game and the classic Donkey Kong Adventures. This physical 39 card set and custom card case is available to eligible participants who completes the entire DK challenge. No My Nintendo Platinum points are required to redeem this reward. Eligibly members who complete DK challenge by September 1st at 12:59 a.m. Pacific time will be notified in early October via a My Nintendo news article with instructions how to claim the reward. This offer is available only in eligible players in the United States, and the card breakdowns are pretty much 39 cards with individual designs. So I know you're not a Nintendo enthusiast, so I'm going to explain a little bit what's going on. So a couple of months back, they introduced the DK challenge in one of the Nintendo Direct. It was a great way to do achievements. These achievements you do by playing these challenges in the actual game. So you literally had to go back to like the old classic Donkey Kong games, which is, if you have a membership, you could easily access them. And if you do those challenges, they give you these awesome virtual cards. right? So they had a total of 39, mostly on the Donkey Kong Bonanza game, but it was real cool. If you don't have the Bonanza game, sadly, you will not get this card, this set, because you have to complete the whole thing. It's a great way for Nintendo. Was like, okay, well, they're promoting Donkey Kong Bonanza and they're adding achievements to those games. So go ahead, do these challenges. If you complete it, you get those virtual cards. So yesterday they announced like, hey, well, that's not all, guys. Listen, you complete all the challenges. Guess what? Now we're going to give you an actual deck of cards. So all 39 cards physically for free. Physically for free to you guys. They'll send it to you. And they said, it says right here, no Nintendo Platinum points are required. So you're wondering, what the hell is a Platinum point if you don't have a Nintendo Switch? You're like, what the hell is that? So Platinum points, believe it or not, every 2 weeks, every 2 weeks or every month, I keep forgetting, they actually give you challenges that you could complete. If you complete those challenges, for example, it could be like, well, play Kirby, the first Kirby game on Game Boy. If you get that, you get 50 Platinum points. Play a game that involves multiplayer. You do that, you get 75 or 100 points. You could play a game trial. If you play a game trial, you get 100 points. Yada yada yada. It goes like that. Now, what do those points do? Well, those points does two things, actually. One, actually it does several things, but here's the main two. One, if per se you're purchasing a brand new game digitally, you can actually use those points as a little discount for your games.
Okay, nice.
You don't have to pay the full price. Another thing is too, a lot of people do this and they probably think that's the only way you can use these points. Your icon, when you're actually have your Nintendo Switch, you can change your little icon to special characters or special designs, backgrounds, characters in front or a border. They're usually like 5 Platinum points or whatever. Or my personal favorite, and this is my personal favorite, you could actually use those Platinum points, go to the Nintendo shop on Nintendo website and actually get physical items. And they'll deliver to you.
Even better. Yeah.
I personally use that a lot. Like, for example, I got one right here. I got my DK notepad that has a little, like that.
Oh, that's pretty awesome.
So you get little items like that. I got a bunch. You can get posters, little, charms, freaking. I have. Because I know I got plenty. Hold on now. All right. For example, check this out. So this is actually the Platinum points that you get. And this is the Gold Star points that you actually earn when you buy a brand new game. So I got a pin with those Platinum points, so physical pins of those two. I also got this right here. There are also pins for the 40-year anniversary. So those points you could actually, these I only got through points. I didn't have to make extra purchases. Maybe just, you only pay for shipping and handling. But these are complete. If you have the points, you could get these for free. Nintendo will send it out to you. They always have brand new stuff, really cool stuff. Even if it's like a new.
I was gonna say the Nintendo store has to have all kinds of goodies, and it probably runs really deep. So.
Oh yeah, if
no
you guys
shortage.
if there's a new game that pops out, like a new release, believe me, they're gonna have something in the store that you can use for your Platinum points. I can't even tell you how many Metroid stuff that I even got. I even got a lot of Nintendo stuff. Like I told you before too, I'm a big Zelda and Splatoon fan. And when they were doing the crossover Splatfest, I actually got this sweet. It's a 3 set. So you got the power, their courage, as well as wisdom, but it's their keychains. And that is legit Nintendo's licensed Splatfest Triforce of Power keychain. It's really cool, man. It's real fun. That's why, if I have homies who have a Nintendo Switch, I'm like, bro, just do those challenges. They're freaking easy. And just build it up, and you could get free cool stuff, man. And a lot of people don't really talk about it too much, and I wish people did, because it's a nice little add-on for the who are fans of Nintendo. So it's dude, awesome deal. All right, sorry, I'm geeking out a little bit there. All right,
it's all good.
All right, so we know Nintendo. They have so many IPs. We're talking about Legend of Zelda, Star Fox, Metroid, Pokemon, Kirby, Animal Crossing. We could go on and on. Fire Emblem. I'll just stop there. Kid Icarus.
Fire Emblem. Whoa. Taking it back now.
Punch Out. F-Zero. And you know what? Nintendo now decided, I'm glad they decided, because back then they tried it and they never did it again. But now they're deciding to be more open with their IPs, putting them in other different medium. Look, we just got 2 Super Mario Brothers
Oops.
movies. We're
Mhm.
getting, they got, Legos, their partnership with Lego. We're getting a Zelda right now. Next year, we have studios fighting for the Metro rights movie, which is really exciting. I hope Universal, you get it, because I heard that you guys want to make it into a horror. I'm so down for that. So, and then, when you think of, Nintendo, you think of Mario, right? If you think of Sega, who do you think of, Mo?
Sonic the Hedgehog.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's just, if you think of wrestling, a lot of people think of, John Cena. If you're my age, I think of Hulk Hogan, maybe Stone Cold Steve Austin. It's
Stone
like
Cold
their
for sure.
IP are iconic. So rumor has it, Sony is in the market for new IPs. So according from Tech to Gamers, despite Sony's success in various entertainment media, it still doesn't have a mascot to represent itself like Sega Sonic and Nintendo Super Mario. It appears that Astrobot also failed to become a global mascot that the company expected. However, a new report reveals that Sony aims to overcome this character shortage to rival Sanrio's Hello Kitty and other aforementioned mascots used by its competitors. The company is now working to develop multiple original characters, IPs, which can be used in gaming, anime, and other media moving forward. Why it matters? Many of the Sony classic games and other IPs have been forgotten over time. So the new generation of gamers doesn't recognize those characters. The firm needs to create a new evergreen mascot that can be recognized as an icon used by its rivals. Nikiki reports. Nikiki is actually a Japanese news magazine. Reports that Sony Creative Products SCP is aiming for a 10 billion yen in annual sales by fiscal year 2030. So, Mo, if we think about Sony has a lot of IPs.
A lot, yeah.
Are they iconic? Not really, just because if you're a Sony fan, PlayStation fan, you'll know them right away, but it's not a household name. I think they're trying to get a household name.
I would probably argue the only really IP that might be close to that iconic level that we're talking about with the Marios and, the Donkey Kongs or the Master Chiefs of the gaming universe would probably be Kratos God of War IP.
Yes, and, no, I agree, but the problem with Kratos is it's not really family friendly, is it?
Yeah, it's not.
And they have plenty of like family friendly IPs. They just don't work on. Look, if Mario was a person, he would have been dead by now. He would have been
the
dead
Sony
by the
world.
90s. Yeah, I mean, you got to work your IPs to make them a household name. It doesn't just happen overnight, and I don't think you guys just trying to make a new one to appeal to everyone's going to work. You just got to work that IP. I think Astrobot was a fantastic addition to Sony's IP. If they just keep working him, even Sackboy.
Yeah,
Sackboy
both of those
would have
were
been
great.
a great IP, but that's the problem. It's just they're not working them enough. You're not putting them in your marketing. They're not front and center of anything. Especially when you're doing your, your announcements. I mean, at least Nintendo always had Mario in the forefront. That's how people connected Mario and Nintendo together, because Mario was always in the forefront on anything that Nintendo was doing. That's what you guys need to do. And Sega was doing the same thing. I can't tell you like several times when we see a game for Sega, but then somehow you have Sonic just, zooming on by to reveal the Sega logo,
Sega! Right.
That's what you guys need to do. It's not about you. It's like you guys have plenty.
I think it's hard. I feel like Mario and Sonic, those are easier to kind of, incorporate into your brand. Very family friendly, very easy on the eyes. With PlayStation Studios, I mean, a lot of these are, very story driven games, but none of the characters are very marked, aside from Astro. I think Astrobot, I think that's probably their best chance at making that a PlayStation like icon or mascot. But, like Ghost of Tsushima, God of War, Uncharted, like these are all great games, but they're not the most marketable characters. Like you're not gonna put Nathan, from Uncharted out there, or you're not gonna put Kratos really out there, marketing your your brand. I just don't see it. Maybe they could have done something with Ratchet and Clank. I think that would have been a
That would have
very
been great.
good IP to have used. I think that was like a platform, kind of very marketable, family friendly. That's something that they probably dropped the ball on. But yeah, a lot of these Sony games, you don't really have that mascot you can really incorporate.
And before you guys say, well, they have Spider-Man. Spider-Man is not an IP. It's not a Sony IP, guys. Wolverine is not a IP. That's why I loathe them for making them exclusive, because that's just a slap to everyone who's a fan of Marvel. Really, shame on you, Sony. You just want that money, and I feel like that's what this is. This is they just want more money, and they feel like creating a new IP is gonna give them that money, because right now they're really seeing, like, companies like Hello Kitty, and they seeing Mario. They're like, dude, they're making money, and they're not even on their platform really. They're making movies, TV shows, card games. It's like,
I mean,
Sony wants a piece of that.
The biggest IP that I think of instantly is Pokemon. Just to add to your point, like if you were just to look at Pokemon separately, I mean, you have the games, you have, movies, shows, trading card game. Like, yeah, I'd probably want a piece of that market too if I was Sony.
Yeah. But yet again, Sony, they always want something. Anywho, well, good luck, Sony, with your new IP, whatever it is. I'm just telling you right now, throughout the years, you had great IP. You had Crash at one point, and you let him go.
Actually, they were using Crash a lot. I thought that was going to be their mascot, because at one point, I mean, this is probably for the older gamers here, but Crash Bandicoot was heavily marketed back in the day with Sony, and somewhere along the line, they just stopped pushing him.
I remember this advertisement with Crash, right? And he was literally in front of Nintendo headquarters making fun of that. He was calling out Mario. But you see, there you go. If you kept that, you guys would have been golden, but you didn't. You let them go. So, dude, I don't know what you're doing, Sony. I don't. And why now? Honestly, why now? It's like, it's too late. It's just, like I said, just use the IPs that you already have. All right, but moving on. So, Mr. Mohammed, did you hear about the Devil May Cry remake?
Yeah, so we're hearing some rumors in the rumor mill that they are Capcom's is in the works of potentially making a Devil May Cry remake. Yeah, reportedly it's in active development using the RE engine. We're hearing some sources from Insider Major reporting that it's pretty far along, actually, quote unquote. But Capcom did confirm Devil May Cry as an IP they want to expand on during their investor calls this past May. So Capcom obviously has the interest. This would line up perfectly because the original Devil May Cry came out exactly 25 years ago, coming this fall. Devil May Cry 1 released in 2001. I remember that clearly because I played that as a youngster. So yeah, this would line up perfectly. A 25-year anniversary remake of Devil May Cry 1 seems to check out. I'm probably in the camp that they will be doing something like this. Makes sense. I'm a big Devil May Cry fan, so I'm excited. I'll gladly welcome a remake. Please, yeah, I would love to see that. But a lot of fans, I'm hearing, they don't want that remake. They're waiting for Devil May Cry 6. So I'm just in the camp of, whatever Devil May Cry I get, I'll be happy and I'll be satisfied with. They usually always deliver. But big news for the Devil May Cry fan community.
Yeah, I see nothing wrong with that. I mean, right now, everyone's kind of remaking their games. I know.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, Mo. Like, you and we're like, oh my God, another remake, maybe? Really? However, you got to understand that these remakes are really for the new generation. It's not really for us. So yeah, I would love Devil May Cry 6, where they're probably still going to make it, but they want to do this remake. It's like, the way I see it is like the Resident Evil remakes as well. When we grew up with it, Resident Evil 1, 2, there were freaking 3 were amazing. They're awesome. Nowadays, kids can't play tank controls.
Right.
So yeah, you remake it for the new generation, But fun fact, kiddos, if you guys did not know, when they were making Resident Evil 4, Devil May Cry was actually, it was actually meant to be Resident Evil 4, right, Mo? And then
it was either meant to be 4 or 0. Can't quite remember. It might have been 0 or 4, either way. But yeah, Devil May Cry
was so different. It was so different from the series that they just made it their own game, their own series.
Yeah, it is the love child of Resident Evil in some sick twist. It was originally Resident Evil and became Devil May Cry. So we can thank Resident Evil for that. Thank you.
Yes.
But
All
do
right.
you think we're taking it a little bit overboard with remakes, or do you feel like, because some of these IPs now are basically a quarter century plus old, right? And as we're just talking about Devil May Cry in this case, even Halo, they're already 25 years old. Do you see that more as just we're trying to create a new fan base for these IPs? Or do you think we're just kind of cashing in on the IP at the same time, being a little bit lazy?
That's good. It may be a little bit of
They're
both.
both.
Here's the thing: not all games need a remake. I'll just say that right now. Not all games need a remake. I would like for people to, experience what we experience. Those games are always there, but not everyone has access to, old consoles. As you can see above, I have like all my Nintendo consoles. That's right. Those are my original Nintendo consoles throughout the year. That's the Virtual Boy. Because everyone wonder what a Virtual Boy is that sucker right there, the red one. Anywho, not everyone will have access to retro consoles. So this may be a new way to introduce them to the series. Now, I would like to say, because for the exception of Resident Evil, because Resident Evil 2 and 3, there were different games. They did do a remake on Resident Evil 1 back in the GameCube games, and it was terrific. I prefer that one way better than the PlayStation.
I played that Resident Evil on GameCube. That was mind-blowing when it was released.
Yeah, it was great. I don't want them to remake it. Like, for example, if Devil May Cry does come out with a remake, we don't need a Devil May Cry 2 remake or 3. Right. Or more. Not, like I said, not all games need remakes. Just the first one will be great. Just every single game that was a big hit, that first one in the franchise, remake that. Please, go for it. Other than that, nah, don't even touch it. Don't even touch it. It's just like,
fair enough.
Just like, yeah, for that point, you're just being lazy and you're just trying to grab some easy money. Don't be like Disney.
I will say, though, as a Devil May Cry fan, I would love to have them make a Devil May Cry 3 remake, though. Just putting that out there, Capcom. Everyone knows Devil May Cry 2, we don't talk about that. But 3, Capcom? Anyways.
Yeah, you're right. That's why I wasn't too hard on Star Fox, really. It's like, really, you're going to remake this? Night and day. I was happy with the remake, and anyone who's interested in Star Fox, if you've seen like the Mario Galaxy movie and you're like, who's the Star Fox character? This is a perfect introduction. The remake was a perfect introduction for that universe.
Yeah, and honestly, I'm all for broadening the audience and bringing in new fans to these great games, these great IPs. So I'm all for it.
Speaking of fans, I'm a big Keanu Reeves fan, believe it or not.
Love him.
I've been watching him since the Bill and Ted days. I don't know if you guys even know who Bill and Ted is, but they had an excellent venture through time.
Yes, they did.
Yeah. So great news for you John Wick fans. It looks like John Wick game is being developed with Keanu Reeves in the helm.
Yeah, developed by Saber Interactive with Lionsgate and director Chad Stahelski, if I'm pronouncing that correctly.
Yes,
Keanu Reeves providing the voice and the likeness, because, how can you have a John Wick game without Keanu Reeves? Third-person action, kung fu combat, original story set in the John Wick timeline. And it was announced, this past February, but we're getting a little bit more information trickling down about it lately. I'm actually surprised they haven't done this. They haven't thought of this sooner, to be perfectly honest.
Well,
maybe 3 weeks ago, maybe.
Well, here's the thing. Like, yeah, I'm surprised there hasn't been a John Wick game yet. However, last month, believe it or not, I went to Dave & Buster's, but they do have an arcade game.
Okay.
They have an emotion arcade game, so you're sitting down in this car.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a shooter rail, but it's movement, so you literally have to put your seatbelt on, and you're just in his car and you're just shooting all these bad guys on the road. And it was very fun. And what's funny is, like, if you've seen John Wick movies, like he has his gun like this, close to him. Well, in the arcade, the tether is so short that you're literally like this,
nice
shooting. It was fun. So if you guys haven't been to arcades, go to arcades, see if they have a John Wick game, check it out. So pretty much this may be not origin story per se.
It's something taking place before the first John Wick.
The first
film?
movies, yeah, for sure. Because those movies, there's every single sequel, there's not really any breathing room. It's right after the other.
Next. Yeah, definitely has a lot of potential. I'm really excited. I hope they get this down, especially with the mechanics, the kung fu style, the guns. I mean, yeah, this has the potential to be a sick like action adventure game. So we'll see.
Well, and that's it. I know that was a lot of gaming news, but let's move on, guys. Now it's time for Hollywood Story. All right. So our first topic, D23, like I said, is going on now. We know that, there was rumors of the X-Men cast. And believe it or not, Mohammed, we actually do have a cast now. It was brought out. This is confirmed 100%. This is the X-Men cast reveal. We got Adam Driver as Mr. Sinister, Sadie Sink as Jean Grey, Indy as Rogue. If you guys don't know her, if you've seen Obsession, that's her, guys. So she's going to be our new Rogue.
The crazy chick in the memes is Rogue.
Yes. That's going to be our new Rogue. Samantha Weaving as Emma Frost, and she's great. If you guys seen Ready or Not, I loved her in that movie. That was great. I think she's perfect for Emma Frost. And if you guys are wondering, her last name Weaving, is she related to the other Weaving? Yes, this is her niece. So there you go. Maya Bold for Storm. Now, I like her look for sure as Storm. I don't know if she doesn't have too much under her acting belt. I think she's a Broadway singer, if I'm mistaken.
You're absolutely correct. She is a theater actress. Began her career performing in stage productions while going to college.
Oh,
and she actually just made her Broadway debut not too long ago. So yeah, she's not in too much film as far as I know. But yeah, this is kind of an obscure pick. But hey, I do like going for people that we don't know. Like we were talking about.
A smart move. Yeah, that's a smart move. Then we got Kit Connors as Cyclops. Kit Connors, if you could see him in, what was it, Warfare. If you've seen Warfare, he's in that film. And then, of course, you have Christopher Abbott as Professor Charles Xavier. Now, this pick of Professor X, I'm not 200% sure of. I have seen him in Poor Things with Emma Stone. If you guys haven't seen that, it's very rated R. And so kids, don't watch it. Adults, by all means, it's a cool. I just don't see him as Professor X. Maybe he'll surprise everyone. Surprise me for sure. I know for a fact I was surprised with Chris Evans as Captain America. It wasn't my choice, but he rocked it. He knocked it out of the park. I guess the big name here is Adam Driver as Mr. Sinister, which I kind of love this. I'm kind of glad they're kind of steering away from Magneto. As we talked before, Mohammed, it's kind of hard to bring Magneto to our timeline, just because his story is really connected to World War II as a survivor there. So it's really hard. I mean, even time-wise, if you bring him today, he's like elderly.
Mm-hmm.
So having Mr. Sinister as the villain just makes perfect sense. Adam Driver, I think he makes a great villain, honestly. I see him as, I've seen him in a lot of things, but I think he has so much fun as a villain.
Yeah, he does. I think he really embraces it.
Yeah, but yeah, I really like this casting, and don't worry, guys, this ain't the full X-Men roster. They still have to cast Beast, and they say Angel and Iceman's going to come as well, be part of the team. The fact that they have Emma Frost, I think Emma Frost is going to be teaming up with Mr. Sinister. I'm calling it right now because you're gonna need someone who could read minds as well as Mr. Professor X. So I think Emma Frost could be the substitute for, maybe for Magneto for future X-Men films. I don't mind that really, but eventually she does she does become an X-Men. So I don't know how they're going to play it. We don't know the storyline. We just know the cast. This is slated to come out in 2028.
Supposedly, from what I was reading, not confirmed, of course, but the film is supposed to center on Jean Grey's story. So Sadie Sink as Jean Grey is supposed to be the protagonist. I guess it's supposed it's supposed to kind of directly flow from Brand New Day. Or at least that's the idea behind it.
Okay, so if that's the case, I could tell you the story right now. If Emma Frost is the villain too, I would say Mr. Sinister and Emma Frost is trying to get with Jean Grey. Jean Grey is looking for a family because she's technically a runaway now, a person who's wanted. Then you're going to have everyone hating the X-Men, the mutants actually, because look what Jean Grey did. And she's out and about, walking about. They're freaking labeled as terrorists. And then you have Professor X, who, by the looks of it, a very young Professor X, who's going to try to recruit Jean, make her the good guy, make her part of the X-Men. And then you have Kit Connors, who's, the love interest. He's like, oh, I love you, Jean. And you're like, oh, you're kind of cute. Let's do this. So I'm just...
Man, I mean, yeah, that literally just summed up the potential movie right there. Let's hope that they're not that cliche, but oh my God, if you really just summed it up right now and we're talking about this 2 years from now,
I called it right now. Yes.
Kudos to you.
And like I said, guys, I'm not an MCU writer or anything like that, but call me if you guys need to fix this whole mess that you guys have going on.
So do you think this cast though? Do you think it's exciting enough to generate some buzz, or do you think they're missing some iconic names or some iconic actors for this IP?
No, just because, like I said before, you really need nobodies from now on to actually appeal to the general audience. That's why I feel like everyone. That's where the studios are going to start heading out to, bringing people that nobody really know of. You need that because there's a reason why Mark Ruffalo wasn't in the promotion of Brand New Day, because whenever we see Mark Ruffalo, he already has so much baggage behind him. They don't want to affect the movie that way. This is why, even though the Odyssey made so much money, let's face facts. If you really think about it, the characters that we saw is just the actors up in the screen. We didn't see the characters. We saw the actors, and that's going to be a major problem from moving forward. This is why celebrities, and look, like I said, even though I'm not a fan of Zendaya, I give her props. I don't know politically where she leans. I have an idea, but politically, I don't know where she leans. And whenever she's in the carpet, she doesn't say anything that would affect the performance of the film making money. That's what you need to do. That's what you need to start doing for all the actors. Like, do not talk nothing about politics. I know sometimes these interviewers will just throw it in your face. Yeah, they're like, "Is this the gayest movie ever?" You really don't want to say like, "Yes, it is," or I don't know, just like say a good answer. And
well, you would think just working in Hollywood that would just kind of be the status quo in terms of the professionalism and just separating, whatever your personal stuff is, because, you are the face of the movie. You don't want to detract from it.
Yeah, you would think, but no. I mean, you could look what happened to Supergirl.
Mm-hmm.
Look what happened to what's her face, Rachel Zegler. Is it Rachel Zegler? I even forgot her name. It's Snow White.
Yeah, I remember that fallout.
Yeah, so it's like, yeah, you would think they'll have the training, but I don't think no one prepares them how to handle media. The studios could just say don't talk about spoilers, but they really don't know how to handle actual media throwing some weird ass fucking questions. It's like weird questions. So, but yeah, this is what you need. Nobody's make your movie great. They have one big draw, which is Adam Driver. I don't see anyone hating on Adam Driver, really.
Nah, I think everyone in the community appreciates Adam Driver.
Yeah. And other Hollywood news, my friend.
But yeah, news in the Power Rangers world and Disney. So there was a Power Rangers movie that was potentially in the works. The project written
it was a show
and executively produced by Percy Jackson. You got, and also executive producer, showrunners Jonathan E. Steinberg, Dan Schatz, was set up for development at the Disney streamer about a year and a half ago with 20th Century Fox as the studio. But it was announced recently it will not be going past the development stage. According to sources, the reasons for the pass are not so much creative than they are business, aka budget. Of course, it usually always comes down to the bottom dollars at the end of the day. Mounting a high-end live-action superhero series of this caliber, especially for the fan base for Power Rangers, is a major investment, the economics of which are not favorable, according to them, when the streamer and/or producing studio do not own the IP, which is the case here. Power Rangers brand is owned by Hasbro, which has been looking to get a live-action series adaptation off the ground, with Netflix taking a crack at it several years ago, but have reluctantly declined in the past as well.
So I grew up with the Power Rangers. I'm a big fan of the Power Rangers. Are you a fan of the Power Rangers, Mo?
I loved the original growing up. Can't say about that. I can't say for the rest of all the other spinoffs, but the original Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, absolutely loved as a kid. I think it was a cultural phenomenon at the time, I think, too. I mean, everyone I knew, all my friends were watching this show. I mean, yeah. It's huge.
I was a major fan, and I stopped watching it after Space because that's where technically Zordon's timeline ends. Mm-hmm. So there was no point of me watching the rest. So I saw Mighty Morphin, Zeo, Turbo, in Space. I didn't like the fact that Disney was actually doing this because, my gosh, I could just imagine how woke this would have been.
Yeah.
But if hopefully Hasbro could actually find someone, if Netflix is not going to do it,
they passed on it. Netflix passed on it in 2024.
Yeah, they only did that one movie thing. Mm-hmm. and then they just said no. It would have been I think it would have been a perfect marriage for Netflix and Hasbro to do a
A
modern
series.
a
Yeah.
modern version series of the Power Rangers, right?
I think the problem is, and it was stated there by Disney too, is it's really the business model and the money, the economics of it, really, right? So Hasbro owns the IP, so essentially what Hasbro is doing is they're trying to pass on the production costs and all the risk, right, to the producers or to Disney or whoever they're trying to get, while they keep the lion's share of profits for the IP. So Hasbro is going to need to get a little bit more creative in terms of their negotiations or a deal. They need to cut a deal that will make sense for both them and whoever decides to take on this project to put up the money, because at the end of the day, producers or people that are putting in money into these projects, they want to see a return on their investment. I think that's probably only fair, especially if Hasbro's trying to piggyback off of someone else's dime to get a little more profit. I think it shouldn't be a problem. I don't see how a deal doesn't get made at some point between Hasbro and whoever decides to take this project where it makes sense both financially. I mean, hell, if we can get a Spider-Man movie with the Hulk, with Jean Grey, with the Punisher, because they're all different. If you think about it, they're all owned by different companies, right? Hulk is a Universal product. Punisher was a Netflix product. Obviously, Jean Grey was like 20th Century Fox. Although I know that's a different and totally different circumstance. But all I'm saying is, if they managed a way to get all those different IPs into one film, I don't see how Hasbro can't figure to make a deal with somebody to get this done.
Well, there's another rumor though that I'm going to share with you why Disney dropped out.
Okay, yeah, let's hear it.
So this is the rumor, and the reason for it is because of Matt Damon.
Matt Damon? What?
Yeah. So
What?
It turns out Matt Damon is leading a upcoming original sci-fi event, a film by Universal Studios. And the story is he recruits young adults to fight giant kaiju. What does that sound like?
Sounds like Power Rangers. Like Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
Exactly. I don't know how far the production is. They're keeping that completely under lock and key. But yeah, that's going to be a movie that that's his next project if it's not being developed already. So Matt, he's been cast as per se like the Zordon type. John Leguizamo's been cast. I don't know on what role. He could be probably the villain or a kaiju. I don't know. And then somebody else was cast too, and they were going to play like the AI version of Alpha 5, pretty much. So
and
if this movie,
Disney?
Huh?
And this is Disney?
No, this is Universal Pictures.
Okay, Universal. Okay.
So I'm guessing that, there's going to be a lot of comparisons, right?
Naturally.
So I don't know if this is more of like a strategy move where let's let Matt Damon do his movie. Let's see how that plays out. If it's usually successful, maybe do a Power Ranger series. Or they could be thinking, no, this is too close. The story that we have may be too close what Matt Damon's doing. So we better not do it, or else it might seem like we're kind of plagiarizing, his IP or whatever the case. So that's the rumor though. It's not exactly the reason why Disney dropped out, but that's a hell of a rumor, bro.
Yeah, it is.
All right. So now we're going to talk about movies and films. All right, so there's a lot of movies and films coming up, guys. The first one we're going to talk about just briefly, real quick, because I know we're running long here, is VisionQuest. So I don't know if you saw the trailer for this.
I did.
What's your thoughts, Mo?
Mixed. I could definitely see the potential here. I like the idea, right? I like the creativity and the idea of kind of combining these two characters into this show, especially Ultron with Vision. I mean, that's really cool, but I guess my question is, are they going to be able to pull it off? We'll see. But yeah, I'm cautiously optimistic.
Always optimistic. Me, I was like, I was really excited to find out that Ultron was coming back. I really like that villain. I really like Spader as that villain. I did see the trailer recently too. I did not like the concept at all. I don't know where this is gonna lead, honestly. But I could tell you right now, I'm pretty sure somehow there was a blueprint of Ultron still in Vision. Because if you guys don't remember, Ultron was subconsciously putting his subconscious into Vision because he was supposed to be like the ultimate, AI droid or robot, whatever you want to call it. But that never happened. And then maybe there was a small little blueprint because for what we could tell, like most of it is going to take place in his head. So maybe the story is Ultron's going to befriend Vision and then try to take over his body to, come back in the real world and do his thing again. I saw this trailer. I was like, whatever. I'm mixed. Like I said, I stopped watching Disney. Well, I stopped watching Marvel shows a long time ago. To me, this didn't get me excited. I thought they were going to go to a different route. I didn't know what to expect really, but I really hope it was different. But no,
I know, a bit disappointing for you the way they're going to incorporate Ultron.
Yeah, definitely.
Understandable.
Okay. All right, guys. So we're gonna quickly run through some of the things that D23 has announced already. I say let's go through the
A lot of
LucasArts.
quick hits. Let's run
let's
through
do
them.
LucasArts real quick. So they have announced, if you guys didn't know, Starfighter, a Star Wars movie with Ryan Gosling, they actually show a teaser. Look, it looks all right. It could be fun. Ryan Gosling, there's some movies in his earlier careers that I did not like, but recently he's just been in an upsurgence. So this could actually be fun. It does look like a family movie, for I could tell. So yeah, good. Yeah, so that's it. They announced that. That's coming out very soon, next year, I believe.
Yeah, Ryan Gosling. Yeah.
And then we have they show Ahsoka season 2. Now,
season
if you
2
guys
Ahsoka
are
dropping, ooh,
yeah, so that's coming out on January 20th on Disney Plus. Obviously, the trailer is out. I'm not gonna lie, it looks okay, but not enough excitement for me to go watch it. Thrawn is back. If you guys don't know, he's in. Well, I don't know if those books are still part of canon. I think Disney got rid of the canon, but Thrawn is the big baddie who's supposed to, he's the big baddie after Vader and the Emperor. And in the books, he's just like, he's a fan favorite. So you'll see him in live action again this season because I believe he made an appearance last season. So, but this time he's ready to have a fight. You got Anakin Skywalker once again coming as a Force ghost to talk to Ahsoka and finally telling her is like, listen, woman, you're either a Jedi or not. You can't be in the between anymore. It's been long enough. You got to fight for something. This is just
commit
ridiculous.
to something.
Yeah, this is ridiculous. And then you'll see returning characters from last season coming back on this season. So if you're a fan of the first season, which I don't know who is because I stopped mid-season. It was just
I haven't watched it, so I can't say.
Yeah, this one looks more entertaining. It looks like a full-fledged story, so that's really cool. All right then, and then we actually have a big announcement actually from Disney Plus. If you saw the last direct, we know that we're getting a Kingdom Hearts 4, which is amazing. But today Disney Plus said that guess what? We're gonna make a series as well. So there's gonna be a Kingdom Hearts series on Disney Plus.
Like an animated series?
Yes, it's animated. Animated. Look, they showed a clip. It has a lot of potential. Hopefully it's good. But I haven't seen a series in Disney Plus that is actually really good. But with this type of IP, listen, if you have this IP, oh man, the possibilities of him going to every single Disney world.
I know.
And seeing characters, I mean, it's going to be
It would be mind blowing if they could actually do this right. Would be incredible.
That'll be awesome, man. Seriously.
I always loved that concept of going to different Disney worlds and universes from the original Kingdom Hearts. Always loved that idea. Yeah, this would be great if they can pull this series off.
So, and those of you who never played Kingdom Hearts, do it, man. If you like Final Fantasy and Disney property, you mash them together and boom, you got such an amazing product. It's so awesome. So, yeah, check it out. Part 4 is coming out soon, next year, I believe. So it's going to be cool. It's going to be cool. Series coming out as they're making a series. So do it. And then we got these wonderful movies coming out as well. We got Ice Age Boiling Point. We got Disney Peter Jackson and the Olympians on November 20th, and we got a brand new Simpsons movie coming out.
That one is kind of surprising to me.
Look, I'm liking that Disney is actually trying to do something with Fox property. Ice Age and The Simpsons alone, good job. So those three, watch out for those three. And then they also announced the Bluey movie. If you guys are a fan of Bluey, that movie is coming out next year. We got Oswald. Oswald is gonna be. I'm gonna say right now. I think Oswald is gonna be a big hit. John Farrow is behind it. Oswald is actually the character before Mickey Mouse. It's gonna be what I've seen. It might be a mixture of live action and cartoon via Who Framed Roger Rabbit. I think it's gonna be a series, a 3-part series, limited series for Disney Plus. So keep a lookout for that. I'm actually gonna see the first episode because I really like Oswald as a character. So that'll be pretty cool. Black and white character, kids, if you don't know, black and white. And then they actually show a clip of the live action Tangled. So, they showed that they were filming in Spain. You got to see Rapunzel and Flynn Rider and Mother Gothel. And so I'm not gonna lie, Tango is actually my favorite modern Disney animation.
Really?
Oh yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah, I put that above every modern Disney animation,
Okay, yeah.
So would I see this live action? I don't know, depending on the trailer. Let's face it, the only good live action Disney animation to live action Disney has ever made will be Cinderella. Everything else falls in comparison. I really like Cinderella, and that thing came out, gosh.
I think Cinderella was actually the original live action, right? Or one of the first ones.
Well, technically, yeah, that's when they were starting to, because people could probably say, no, well, it was 101 Dalmatian, but let's face it, that movie that was a Glenn Close project. It wasn't really 101 Dalmatian, really. Cinderella was actually like a true, live action to animation to live action movie, and that was actually my favorite. It's like till today, I haven't seen anything that actually toppled that. Clay, a new animation from Disney. They didn't show too much. They only they showed like a screenshot of it, which is really cool. The animation, and they are actually going like this. Have you ever played Rayman? On your console, that's almost like the animation style they're going for. I really kind of like it. They talked about Hex. You guys probably already seen it. They've been promoting this movie already about this girl who happens to be a witch. Then, of course, Frozen 3. They actually showed a clip of Frozen 3, and then you had they announced Olaf having a love interest this time around. Okay, well, I'm skipping that one for sure. And then Zootopia 3, they actually showed a little teaser of Zootopia 3. Zootopia 2 had to deal with like reptiles, especially snakes. This one's is all about the birds. It's all about the birds. And then
Disney's got a lot going on. My gosh, look at this. Crazy.
We mentioned Gato.
We did mention Gato before.
We mentioned Gato. They actually show a little scene with pigeons in it. It looks enjoyable.
Yeah.
Incredibles.
I'm actually really excited for Gato.
Throw that out. Incredible 3 is coming out.
Incredibles 3, that's gotta be the biggest drop out of all this to me
as well. So what the directors were saying is that, like in part 1 they focus on the dad, second on the mom. This time around is about the children. I'll probably definitely see Incredibles 3. I'll still say like Incredibles 1 is the best Fantastic Four movie ever created. So I mean, Disney, you could have just done that live action. Call it Fantastic Four and you would have been done cool.
I think The Incredibles is my favorite Pixar movie of all time.
Ooh, that's high praise. Wow.
Yeah. I mean, what else is it competing with if you think about it? Toy Story. What else? Nah, Incredibles. There's not even competition for me. It is the GOAT for me. It is the GOAT Pixar movie for me. Incredibles.
Well, maybe the next Pixar movie, Ghost Market, may be the top GOAT. Yeah, it's a new Pixar movie. Look, Gato and Ghost Market, I'm excited for it. You know why? Because it's not a sequel. It's not a sequel. They're original. And thank you, Pixar.
We need originality. Quite frankly, I'm tired of all these sequels. I'm tired of Disney turning original animated films into live action films. Give us some creativity. Give us new stories. As much as I loved Coco, and I did like Coco as actually one of my favorite Pixar movies, I don't really see a reason to have a second one.
Well, for Coco 2, I guess Coco finally dies.
Mm-hmm.
And Miguel goes back, and then, main villain from the first one wants his revenge. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to get a lot of hate for this. I wasn't a fan of the first Coco. I didn't care. How dare I, as an Hispanic man? How dare you? But I wasn't. I mean,
weren't feeling it.
I wasn't feeling it. Even at the end, look, the ending was like the only best part because that's the only time I actually had an emotion when Coco, who was suffering, but I think she had Alzheimer's, right?
Yeah.
And then she remembers her dad's song and it brought her to life. And I'm like, that just but the rest was just crap for me. I was like, but Coco too, yes. So she dies this time around. So Miguel has to go back and I guess visit her again, which is funny because they actually show concept art, right? And Coco is like, when she's passed away in the land of the dead, she still looks like an old lady.
Yeah.
I figured, why not be young?
I know. I mean, if I was going into the afterlife, I'd be like in my fittest, most youngest, like avatar form.
But it's funny, like she's sitting down, she's all skeleton up, but she's sitting down in her chair. I'm like, this ain't your life. I was like, what are you doing? Anywho, yeah. So those are just quick, just because, like I said, there's still a lot more that we're probably going to bring up.
Yeah, that was just day one of D23.
Yeah, day one and day two, and and so Mo, so that's it for today's episode. Okay, so guys, so next week, make sure you come back as we talk about more nerdy gaming stuff. Remember, we are a podcast that talk about video games and movies. And thank you so much for joining us. Make sure you subscribe and like this video. Tell a friend. Just tell a friend. You can follow us on TikTok, Instagram, and pretty soon we're going to have that X up. Mo, want to add to anything?
Just want to gauge what you guys think. What do you guys think about X-Men casting? Do you have any suggestions of your own or anybody that you would have liked to have seen play any of these characters? I just want to know. Curious to know what your thoughts are.
Yes. And also, like I said, there's still more X-Men to be had. So who would be your, not announced yet, who would be the character you want to see in the film? And who do you think will be the best person to play him? So that's a really good comment of the week question right there.
Yeah, comment below.
Comment below. All right. Thank you so much, guys. I am Mo, and that is... No, your name. Wait, did I say Mo?
Yes, you did. I was like, I gotta balance this out, man.
Oh my God, it's been a long week. All right, see you guys next week.
See you guys.